Have you noticed lately that comedy, the art of making each other laugh, it seems to have died ever since COVID come along? Or maybe there's some people privately having a laugh, but generally comedy, because it's not comedy clubs don't seem to operate anymore. I don't see much comedy posted on the net because maybe people feel so miserable about it. They don't feel like making jokes. And it's not very funny. It's actually very sad. When humans lose their sense of humour, are they any longer human? And of course, they look like humans and sort of speak and act like humans. Well, why is a human without a sense of humour? Of course, there must be many people in this world having their own humour that watch the humans panicking with fear over invisible pathogens that no one really can ascertain the truth about, although some must know the truth. And vaccines that are scarier than the virus, the pathogen itself, to most people, because people just simply don't understand it all. And the thing is, that no one explaining it all. They're saying this, that, and the other, but not in a way that is convincing to enough people to make the whole of society be confident about what is said by the media. Because the media and the politicians, unfortunately for them and society, have got such a terrible, terrible reputation. No matter which side of media or which side of politics, they've given themselves such an incredibly bad reputation. No, why would anyone believe it? And even you're forcing people to believe. Oh, that's what they do in China, I suppose. And they have troubles over there. And in Korea, they force people to believe there. And you can clap for hours in Korea, and I suppose otherwise you're going to be shot or whatever they do. And the same back in Stalin time and Lenin's time. You see them clapping, Lenin, Stalin for hours. Don't stop clapping. No, who's going to stop clapping first? And we've entered in the West into that paradigm. And you have to ask yourself, yes, it's humans are out of control. Are they? Or have they been created to become out of control by habits they've gained, they've now addicted to? And I find it, yes, we know the humans have degenerated through poor food and poor diet and poor health, looking at little screens all day. What is that? I mean, how could you sit there all day? I don't get that. I'd rather look around. But I'm an old-fashioned individual. I enjoy living rather than sitting there hardly alive at a screen all day, thinking that's life. So there are very, very cynical people out there. I think, well, look at them. All those really extremely obese people and lawless people. And people just consuming for the sake of consumption, instant gratification. And it's such a mess. It really is a very sad mess. And if there are any aliens out there, well, there may be, but they won't be coming down to Earth, to join in with us, because they'll be looking down and saying, where's the leadership on the planet? Where is the leadership there that we can chat to? Well, it will depend on us, what it will depend on your man of alien. If they don't have any emotional connection to humans, it might have a different. We don't have too much emotional connection to the animals we eat. So maybe aliens are a bit like that. And maybe, who knows, maybe there's humans who are a bit like that. It's a very sad thing that it seems to be all, yes, it's a natural phenomenon that's being created by a sort of media-created osmosis, that people then come to believe things because they don't know how to question, because questioning now is sort of frowned upon, and there's nothing to be gained for anyone over this in the end. In the end, I think there's more lost by this way of doing things than it is by being practical and honest and more open, because power is one thing, but total obedience to that power, we need to obey laws. We need to obey laws about our health. We need to obey laws about our behaviour, so we don't want to steal and cause harm to other people. So yes, there are laws to obey that I truly believe that all people should obey, because that would make society, especially in America, with so much lawlessness, with all those lawless people who murder each other en masse, give a damn for each other, that would obey the laws that says you shall not kill, you shall not steal, etc. You shall not consume so much food you become extremely gross and get obesity and diabetes, and ask for the state then to help you, because it's the state's fault as well. You're a victim of your own family's poor education and standards, and you want the state to help you. It's hard to have sympathy with that. It's hard to have sympathy with it. Unless people are willing to help themselves and stand up and be strong within themselves, it's difficult to have even the most compassionate people. Even the most compassionate persons have little sympathy for people who do not put in or don't have the self-discipline in themselves. That's a sad fact. That's how the world is, and it always has been.